Welcome to Area 51 Raceway, and I'm going to start a video series here on the building your hot rod from the Hot Rods to HRW series that's coming up in the summer. You have plenty of time to pick what you want to pick and build what you want to build within the rules, obviously. So I'm just showing two examples here of cars. Now this one right here is the 37, which doesn't fall in the rules of the years that you could build, and you need to check the rules. I believe it's 25 to 35. So, but I use this as an example to what could be the end results. And obviously, you know, exposing the motor and, you know, having that hot rod style. This is really not really the hot rod style, but more like a gasser. And of course, I've bent these up to mimic a frame. And then the position of this guide isn't really the greatest because you really want it forward of the axle. This car works, but it's a little top heavy. You just have to drive it differently. But just wanted to show you an example of what you could do if if you get the right kit and everything. Now here's another one that's actually a dirt racer, but this is a Model T coupe, chop top coupe from a kit. I can't remember the kit what it was. I actually built this as a dirt racer because you can see the truck axles and stuff, and it's got a flathead, engine in it. And just an example of, when you buy a kit, you get all the little pieces and what you could do when you build a chassis for them. So this is a dirt one. So these are examples. These aren't exactly what we will be doing. I just want to show you kind of what we're kind of aiming for. So right here is a model kit from AMT. And this is more what the style we're looking at, which is the hot rod style. Basically a street hot rod. You could put numbers on it if you want. It's not required. So this really opens up a lot of customization ideas for you guys to, build something unique. And this is a great kit. A lot of kits are available through Model Roundup. You have Hobby Link, eBay, and whatever favorite model company that you may know that will have these. They're available all over. I got a couple other kits coming too. Another alternative is, as I drop it, is the resin body. And this is from Model Roundup. If you have a motor already from another kit and you don't want to spend that much money, you can get one of these from Model Roundup. They're like 15 or 16 bucks just for the body. And then you could, do your own thing and customize this as well. I want to keep it simple when I build this car, so I'm going to use this model kit right here. And what's nice about this one too is that it offers a different motor option. So you could go with a classic, or they give you options for different motors and stuff. So this is what's really nice about this. Really easy to have these kind of kits as the 2-in-1, so it gives you a lot of options. And what I'm going to do is go over building a chassis for this, a simple chassis to make it easier for everyone. But I'm just showing you availability of stuff. And then for detailing engine, if you want the plug wires, you can get them from Gopher Racing. This is from Hobby Link or eBay or wherever you can get these from. Then you have coolant hoses. And then you also have battery cables if you want to go further and put battery cables, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but I just thought I'd offer that to show you. Then you have the from Model Roundup, which are the white walls, which a lot of hot rods, usually some will have the typical white walls. And then also, if you plan on doing what we call the baby moons that Harry has done on his stuff, and I have done on baby moons on a couple of the cars, basically what you're going to go to Walmart and get some upholstery nails. And these are really easy to do. There's already 2 videos on this. Harry's done one and I've done one. Not too hard to do. But this is what gives you also the hot rod idea with some baby moo hubcaps. And these could be painted as well. They don't have to be chrome, or you could polish these up and use, a chrome cap. So there's your lots of different settled ways that you could go about this stuff. So now what we're going to go over is the chassis and parts and stuff. All right, here we are. And we have all the parts here that a lot of us will be using. It'll be 1/8 axles is what we'll be using with these wheels. I would prefer to use this one. The 3/32 they do offer, but I think 1/8 would be really good for these builds. But you do what you want to do. So wheel availability is from CB Design wheels, and the 1650 and the 1610, and the Paul gauge tires that go with these, which would be the Paul gauge tires, I think, for these. wider ones would be the 27-178. So we'll go with these wheels here. And then you have the PG 28-125s, which should go with those wheels. Or you could go with a smaller diameter, which would be the 26, I believe, 125. I know Harry will correct me if I'm wrong. He's good at these tires. But there's your availability of stuff with tires and wheels. And the one thing nice about these insert wheels is that you could use the model kit's wheels and shave them down and insert them in here. Or you could buy the Slot Car Corner available inserts that would fit in here easy if you don't feel like you're skilled with the Dremel. So we'll keep it simple, and we'll see if I could just use inserts, I'll do that. I don't want to overwhelm people who are starting out by having to, you know, feel that they had to do more modifications than necessary. So I'll try and make this simple as possible. Available motors, the only available motor to use for this series is the 20,500 RPM long can Predator motor, which is all available to Slot Car Corner. And these are the Slot Car Corner tongue guides. So you have a thicker base one or a thin one if you want to bend this to run it on a channel or however you design your chassis. And I'm going to build a simple chassis, you know, through these series of videos to kind of make it easier for everybody that don't feel comfortable bending. And then you have the motor brackets are available at Slot Car Corner, and this is what will be our go-to bracket, great bracket. And then our bushings for 1/8 right here, and then your 9-tooth pinion gear, and then your crown gears, and these are 27 tooth crown gears. This is a Parma one, and this is a Cox one. And the Parmas are available through Slot Car Corner. And Slot Car Corner, I don't believe they have Cox, but they have a different type of crown gear, which is a little bit different than this one, which will work. And then you have your guides. This is the Slotting Plus Deep Wood Guide. And we're going to go over using a spigot to make it easier for everyone to do this, because you can use a piece of brass to cut it, to solder it on, but I want to make it, again, as simple as possible for the first-time builder. So we'll be buying the spigot type, which I have on order. That'll fit in here, and you solder, and then you have your post for that, for this particular guide. And then you have the Coford 1/8 axles. Axles themselves, you want to make sure that you get a good quality axle. I recommend the Coford one. You get any other kind that you're not sure of, that's a Chinese brand, they will not be straight. I guarantee you that. I've run into that before, where you roll these and they start wobbling, and then you know, you don't want to put cheap parts on something that's going to give you a problem later on and make you aggravated. So I recommend the Coford gears from Slot Car Corner. And you have the wire, simple silicone lead wire. It doesn't have to be like, you know, the size of battery cables from a car. You just need, you know, this is efficient enough to power this motor, and don't have to go super thick or nothing. This is perfect. And then you have the tin copper braid, which is we'll be using on this type of guide right here, not the commercial style for this build. And these aren't too difficult to use. So, and you, of course, your chassis itself, we have the K&S brass. So 8262 and 8264 if you want to go with a thicker rail, or if you want a thinner rail. We're gonna decide that on the fly. And then 8130 is for the axle tube. And we'll, you know, as we build and kind of trying to make it simple as possible for the first time builder, you know, without having to bend anything, we're gonna make a simple chassis so that anybody could build it and you can make yourself a hot rod. So this is the first part of everything. Now, obviously, the painting and that stuff will come later. What we want to start is with the chassis, and you will have to get the model too, because you want to be able to measure, you know, the width of the wheels and how they'll look with the body, you know, on it or around it. So this way you could determine it very well. Now, the rules are all posted. I believe you can't go more than 3 3/4 wide. No! And these parts are all on a link to the rules page. So when you're looking at the rules, read the rules carefully. If you have any questions, you can post a question on the forum page, which is the Showdown series is on there for this particular run they're doing, and ask questions. If you're not sure, ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. If you don't know, you don't know. Ask it. It doesn't hurt to ask. And again, like I said, all the parts are posted there. and links. All you have to do is click them. They'll go right to Slot Car Corner, which has all these parts listed. And again, we're going to start with building a simple chassis. So this way, anybody can do it. And
you can do it!
Overwhelmed that I had to do anything beyond just soldering. And the soldering part is really not difficult, and we'll go over that as well. So stick around. This is the first part of just introducing to building a hot rod, and that's what I'm going to call this, building a hot rod to HRW series. So that's it from Area 51 Raceway. As always, you take care and have fun racing.
Shaking up the knees. Could I come again, please? Yeah, the ladies want to come. You've been